You've probably been treating manifestation like a construction project, laying brick by brick, building towards some distant dream. But here's the radical truth. Quantum manifestation runs in reverse. It doesn't build forward, it collapses backward. And understanding this flip changes everything about how reality responds to you. Traditional manifesting has you chasing, wanting, yearning for what's missing. You've likely burned through hours perfecting your vision boards, chanting affirmations like mantras, desperately signaling the universe that you're worthy. Sometimes you catch a glimpse of success, but mostly, you're stuck pressing your palms against an invisible barrier, feeling your dreams hover just beyond your fingertips. Here's why forward manifestation keeps you stuck. When you yearn for something out there, you're broadcasting a signal of separation. You're announcing to the quantum field that your desire lives in tomorrow, not today. And since the field mirrors your exact vibration, it keeps reflecting back that same reality. Separation, tomorrow, not here. Listen closely. Saying, "I want wealth," actually declares, "I don't have wealth." Visualizing your soulmate as someone you need to find confirms they're missing right now. Every wish, every want, every hope stamps your current reality with the seal of lack. Quantum manifestation flips this entire game. Rather than crawling from emptiness toward completion, you start at the finish line. You don't stretch forward grasping at possibilities. You settle backward into realities that already exist, fully formed in the quantum field. Here's what physics tells us. All possibilities, every single version of your life, already exists in the field of infinite potential. The version where you're thriving financially, the one where you're radiating health, the timeline where you're living your deepest calling. These aren't fantasies to build. They're realities to choose. The quantum realm doesn't follow our everyday logic. Past and future dance together, each shaping the other. Scientists call this retrocausality. When you lock onto a future that already exists in potential, that future starts rearranging your present to match its vibration. Most people hear this and immediately turn it into another strategy. Fine, I'll act as if I have it, then it'll come. But performing isn't becoming. Pretending isn't embodying. Dressed up wanting is still wanting at its core. Real backward manifestation demands something more extreme, total fusion with your desire, not closing the distance, erasing it, not crossing the bridge, realizing there was never a bridge at all. In this state, manifestation stops being effort and becomes as automatic as your heartbeat. Your consciousness doesn't follow matter's rules. It can instantly occupy any point in space-time. When you fully inhabit the awareness of someone already living your desired life, you transmit that reality signal. The quantum field can't tell the difference between deeply embodied imagination and lived experience. It responds to both identically, restructuring probability to match your state. This isn't wishful thinking or mental tricks. This is consciousness physics in action. When you anchor yourself at the destination, already successful, already loved, already whole, you flip causality itself. The future reaches through time, rearranging your now to create a coherent story. Picture opening a novel to its last chapter. You know the ending. Now, starting from page 1, every scene carries different weight. Each character's entrance makes sense. Every twist serves the conclusion you already know. You're not anxious about the outcome. You're watching it gracefully unfold. This is backward manifestation's genius. When you know your ending, every moment self-organizes to support it. The right people materialize. Perfect opportunities drop in. Resources appear with suspicious timing. Not through your effort, through alignment with a timeline where everything already happened. Notice how this melts away desperation. When you know the ending, why force the middle? Why manipulate the plot? You relax into the story's natural flow, trusting its inevitable conclusion. Watch successful manifestors. They're not straining or begging. They're not nervously checking for signs. They radiate the easy confidence of someone who's already arrived. Their energy broadcasts completion, satisfaction, appreciation, never hunger. At this frequency, reality stops throwing you tests. When your vibration screams, "done," the universe stops sending doubt triggers. Instead, it floods you with proof that matches your certainty. Most people think manifesting means negotiating with the cosmos, earning, deserving, convincing. But the field doesn't care about your worthiness. It doesn't weigh your efforts. It only reads frequency and reflects it back, precisely, relentlessly, without judgment. When you vibrate at already have, the field must mirror already have. This isn't mysticism wearing a lab coat. This is reality's operating system. Awareness molds matter. Observation crystallizes potential. Your state of being writes your experience. If these quantum insights are rewiring something deep within you, hit like and subscribe to lock into this frequency of understanding. Now let's get practical, because theory without application is just entertainment. Living this way requires mastering reality selection. Stop trying to manufacture outcomes. Instead, browse the cosmic catalog of existing realities. Imagine a vast quantum library. Every possible life story sits on these shelves, complete and breathing. The wealthy you, the healthy you, the purposeful you, all real, all available, all now. You're not an author writing from scratch. You're a reader choosing which book to live. Slip into that chosen version's skin. How does that you process thoughts? How does their body hold itself? What does their certainty taste like? This isn't make-believe. This is consciousness tuning into a specific reality channel. Once you fully tune in, you start transmitting from that frequency. Your mind restructures. Your emotions recalibrate. Your choices flow from this new identity. Critical point. You can't reach for abundance while broadcasting poverty. You can't grasp for love while radiating loneliness. The shift must be absolute, so complete that your old reality becomes unrecognizable. This is the quantum jump. Not evolution, but revolution. Not becoming, but being. 1 second you're searching for abundance. The next, you are abundance. 1 breath you're seeking love. The next, you're radiating love. Consciousness shifts first. Form follows. The second key, crystallize knowing. Deeper than belief, stronger than faith. This is cellular certainty. It's not in your thoughts, it's in your bones. With crystallized knowing, you quit hunting for proof. Stop refreshing your bank app. Stop dissecting conversations for romantic clues. Stop scanning your body for healing signs. Because when something's complete, you don't need progress reports. Here's the paradox. The instant you stop needing evidence, evidence avalanches toward you. When you quit asking, is it working? Reality screams, it worked. When you stop seeking confirmation, confirmation seeks you. This knowing creates quantum coherence, every part of you broadcasting one clear signal. No static, no confusion, no mixed messages. You become a pure frequency transmitter, and reality reorganizes around your clarity. Today's exploration is just the opening chapter of a complete consciousness technology. Backward manifestation alone is powerful, but it's one piece of an entire reality navigation system. Now, for the truth most people avoid, sure, but how do I actually feel certain when my bank account, relationships, or health scream the opposite? This brings us to the third key, reality assumption. Reality assumption means inhabiting your chosen timeline despite what your eyes report. You're not pretending problems don't exist. You're deciding which frequency you'll broadcast from. Your current mess? That's just yesterday's consciousness playing out. It's not your ceiling. It's not your prison. It's simply the echo of who you used to be, fading as your new signal strengthens. When you assume your new reality, every choice flows from that identity. Selected the wealthy timeline? Your decisions come from overflow, not shortage. Chose vibrant health? You honor your body as sacred, not broken. Embodied your purpose-driven self? You walk with mission as compass, not some distant dream. This isn't about grinding harder or forcing transformation. It's about subtle, consistent realignment. Someone living abundance naturally thinks wealth thoughts. Someone radiating health automatically makes nourishing choices. Someone on purpose moves with magnetic certainty. These aren't efforts. They're side effects of being. I'm curious. What's the first internal shift you feel when stepping into your chosen reality? Drop a comment sharing which version of yourself you're activating right now. As you persist in your chosen identity, watch the magic unfold. The disconnect between inner knowing and outer world starts shrinking. Not through force, through inevitability. Your future self literally reaches backward through time, restructuring your present to support what you've already become. Stop reading and try this. Breathe deep and feel the you who already has everything. How do they breathe differently? Where do they carry their shoulders? What does their confidence feel like spreading through your chest? How does their gratitude pulse through your veins? Lock this feeling into your cells. This is your home frequency when aligned with truth. Here's the revolution. Traditional manifesting obsesses over changing your outside world. But quantum manifestation knows the outside is just the inside projected. Shift your internal completely, and external reality becomes your obedient mirror. You're not begging the universe for handouts. You're becoming so steady in your chosen frequency that reality has no option but to match you. This explains why masters make it look effortless. They're not fighting reality's current. They're surfing its deepest laws. They get that consciousness writes the rules. Matter just follows. They know observation creates experience, never vice versa. They use awareness as a reality selector, not just a passive camera. And here's the kicker. You've been doing this since birth, just unconsciously. Every limiting belief, every "that's just who I am" story, every "this is what's realistic" thought, you've been selecting realities nonstop. Most people just select on autopilot, letting past trauma and current circumstances pick their timeline. Quantum manifestation is simply doing consciously what you've always done unconsciously. Rather than letting yesterday dictate tomorrow, You let tomorrow redesign today. Rather than letting circumstances control your vibration generates new circumstances. Shifting from unconscious to conscious creation separates victims from architects. It's the gap between wishing things would change and becoming the change, between wanting different and living different. Right now, type these exact words below. I am ready to manifest backwards. Don't just type mechanically, feel it as a quantum declaration. You're announcing to the field that you're done with the old want-lack loop. You're entering the select embody paradigm. This isn't a comment, it's a commitment. Making this declaration sends a clear broadcast. You're available for a new timeline. Watch how this shift transforms your daily experience. Urgency evaporates. What's yours can't be lost to timing. Anxiety morphs into anticipation. You're not wondering if things will work out. You know they already have. Impatience melts into fascination. Those plot twists are just the universe getting creative with your delivery. People around you sense the shift before they understand it. They can't pinpoint what changed, but your presence feels different, more solid. They gravitate toward your energy because coherence is a magnet. When you're fully locked into your truth, others feel that signal and can't help but tune in. This magnetism isn't something you manufacture. It emerges naturally when you stop broadcasting static. When every cell vibrates at the same frequency, you become a clear transmitter. No more mixed signals to the field means no more mixed results in return. Let's get practical about what this actually looks like, because inhabiting a new reality transforms more than just your mindset. It rewrites your entire relationship with existence. Living from your chosen timeline, you'll make moves your old self wouldn't dream of. Not through willpower, but because your inner GPS got reprogrammed. What used to thrill you might feel empty. Drama that once consumed you suddenly seems pointless. Energy vampires in your life discover they can't latch onto your new frequency. This can feel jarring, like you're becoming a stranger to yourself. But you're not losing yourself. You're excavating yourself. That ideal version has always existed in potential. You're not inventing someone new. You're stripping away the masks to reveal who you've always been beneath the programming. As the shift deepens, watch for what I call quantum confirmations. These are reality's receipts, proof that your internal upgrade is registering externally. An opportunity drops from nowhere, perfectly timed. A random conversation delivers the exact wisdom you need. Resources you never knew existed suddenly appear. These aren't lucky breaks. They're the field adjusting to your new broadcast. Change your signal, change your reception. Critical point: confirmations follow your shift, not the other way around. The field reads what you are, not what you're trying to become. This is why the early phase demands trust, not in some cosmic Santa Claus, but in consciousness mechanics. Trust that inner state trumps outer chaos. Trust that the field never misses your frequency. Trust that physics works even when you can't see it yet. Because quantum manifestation proves itself fast. When you truly embody rather than hope, reality responds at shocking speed. What took years shrinks to months. What required force now flows. This acceleration happens because you're swimming with your timeline's current instead of against it. You're surfing reality, not wrestling it. You're letting outcomes emerge from your coherent state rather than chasing them down. If these principles are stirring something ancient within you, if your cells recognize this truth, then subscribe not just to this channel, but to this frequency itself. Join a tribe that knows reality bends, consciousness creates, and your inner state is your strongest tool for sculpting experience. Here's what I've learned. Transformation spreads like wildfire. When you embody a new reality, you become permission for others. Your coherence whispers to their potential. Your alignment lights the exit sign for those ready to escape their patterns. The deeper you practice backward manifestation, the more sophisticated it reveals itself to be. Let's explore timeline coherence, staying true to your chosen reality even when life throws curveballs. Timeline coherence means every thought, feeling, and action flows from the identity of someone already living your dream. Not perfection, predominance. Most of your mental and emotional bandwidth needs to broadcast from your chosen timeline for the field to recognize your new address. This is where people stumble. They'll hold their new frequency for hours, maybe days. Then reality tests them. The bill comes. The X texts. The symptom flares. Snap. They rubber band back to their old frequency, abandoning their new timeline for familiar struggle. But these contradictions aren't failures. They're often old patterns making their exit. The field needs time to reorganize around your new signal. Sometimes that means old stuff surfaces before it clears. Your response in these moments determines everything. Do you let circumstances convince you it's not working? Or do you use these tests to strengthen your new identity? The version living your ideal life would handle this differently. How would they think, feel, react? Enter reality override, consciously responding from your chosen identity instead of your default programming. Not denying what's happening, choosing who handles what's happening. The same crisis can either cement your old reality or confirm your new one, depending on which self you activate. Master reality override and discover you have more control than you imagined. Not control over circumstances, control over which timeline you occupy in any moment. This choice never leaves you, regardless of external chaos. The more you choose your desired timeline, the more it solidifies as your new normal. What required effort becomes reflex. What felt fake becomes natural. What seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Now for the paradox, quantum surrender. After all this talk of choice and embodiment, surrender completes the circuit. But this isn't giving up, it's giving over. Once you've selected and aligned, your work is done. The how, when, and pathway aren't your department. Your job, hold the frequency and let the field handle logistics. Real surrender only works from certainty. You can't surrender from doubt, only from knowing. When you know your reality exists in the field, when you know your embodiment is building the bridge, then you can relax into unfolding. Surrender removes the last traces of force. It's the difference between making things happen and letting them happen. You stop stalking results and start living as the result. This is when manifestation becomes breathing. No push, no pull, no strain. Just being. And in that pure being, aligned with truth, the field works without interference. The beauty? This process transforms not just your circumstances, but your core. Backward manifestation isn't a trick for getting stuff. It's a path to becoming yourself. The version living your ideal life isn't just you with better circumstances. They embody different qualities, wisdom, love. Aligning with them brings more than external change. It brings internal revolution. You become patient, trusting, present, grateful, generous, authentic, more yourself than ever before. This transformation ripples everywhere. Family feels it. Friends notice. Colleagues sense it. Strangers magnetize to it. You become living proof of what happens when someone aligns with truth and stays there. Let's dive into something revolutionary, the quantum ripple effect. When you master backward manifestation, you're not just upgrading your personal reality, you're literally shifting the collective consciousness grid. Every moment you choose higher frequency over resistance, you're adding to what researchers call morphic resonance, the phenomenon where new patterns, once established by enough individuals, become instantly accessible to everyone. Notice how breakthrough discoveries happen simultaneously worldwide, even among people who've never communicated. Scientists labeled this the 100th monkey phenomenon. Hit critical mass with any new understandings, and suddenly it's downloaded into collective awareness. This is unfolding right now with quantum manifestation. As more people discover living from their outcome instead of chasing it, we're installing a new operating system for humanity. Your mastery serves more than personal gain. It serves species evolution. Every time you choose embodiment over struggle, certainty over doubt, you're voting for a new human blueprint. You're proving consciousness creates reality, that victim mode is optional, that we're architects of experience. This brings elegant responsibility, not to save the world, but to embody your highest truth. When you live aligned, you automatically upgrade the entire field. Here's what I call the consciousness cascade. As you stabilize your new frequency, you become an activation code for others. Your coherence acts like a tuning fork, awakening dormant potential in everyone nearby. No preaching required. Your state does the transmission. People start asking what changed. They wonder why you're calm in chaos. They're curious how opportunities find you so easily. Sometimes just standing near you triggers memories of their own forgotten possibilities. This is transformation's natural spread, not through convincing, but through being. Simply living as proof of what's possible when someone locks into truth and refuses to downgrade for circumstances. But here's the deeper layer. Every possible reality you could experience doesn't just exist as potential. It exists as an active, breathing timeline right now. The quantum field isn't a warehouse of possibilities waiting to be unpacked. It's an infinite network of parallel realities, all real, all accessible, all happening simultaneously. Grasp this, and manifestation shifts from creation to navigation. You're not someone trying to change circumstances. You're consciousness traveling between timelines, choosing which channel to watch. This obliterates powerlessness from the equation. You're not begging the universe for permission. You're not waiting for cosmic approval. You're selecting from infinite existing realities and tuning your consciousness to that broadcast. Picture every possible life version displayed like an infinite film strip. There's broke you, rich you, lonely you, loved you, sick you, vibrant you, all exist now. Which one you experience depends solely on your frequency alignment. Manifestation becomes timeline GPS rather than reality construction. Don't build what you want. Locate it and step in. Advanced practitioners develop what I call quantum mobility, consciously jumping timeline streams. They sense different reality frequencies and sync their consciousness to match desired experiences. Quantum mobility demands consciousness fluidity most haven't developed. You must release attachment to fixed identity and embrace flowing awareness. Let go of needing to understand the mechanism and trust navigation by feeling. With quantum mobility, reality becomes liquid. Instead of waiting months for change, experience shifts in days or hours. Instead of grinding to create circumstances, slide into timelines where they already exist. But mastery requires something most resist: complete victim consciousness deletion. While you believe external circumstances control internal states, while you think others determine your experience, you stay locked in reactive timelines.
Quantum mobility activates only when you know, not intellectually but cellularly, that consciousness writes reality's script. This knowing doesn't come from reading or thinking. It comes from practicing until it becomes lived truth. From choosing your state despite circumstances so consistently, you prove your power to yourself.
Every time you choose peace in chaos, choose abundance facing lack, choose love meeting fear, you're building quantum mobility, training consciousness to navigate by choice, not circumstance. As this develops, reality's response transforms. The difficult becomes simple. Problems reveal solutions. Walls become doors. Not through effort, through alignment with timelines where this is natural. This is ultimate freedom. Choosing reality regardless of starting point, history, or others' limiting beliefs about your possibilities. Master backward manifestation. Develop quantum mobility. Become sovereign in your experience. But sovereignty reveals deeper interconnection. As you gain reality-choosing freedom, you see how your choices affect the collective field. Personal freedom and collective evolution aren't separate. They're one movement. What old pattern or belief are you ready to release for your quantum breakthrough? Comment below what you're letting go to make space for your new timeline. Living from aligned choice rather than reactive patterns, embodying possibilities over limitations, demonstrating what's possible through your being. You create permission fields. Your presence grants others access to possibilities they couldn't imagine alone. This might be your greatest gift, not advice, opinions, or fixing attempts, but embodying what's possible when consciousness aligns with truth. Living proof that reality bends, timelines are navigable, and we're infinitely more powerful than programmed to believe. As more embody this understanding, as more learn conscious timeline navigation, we approach what I call the awakening tipping point. The moment where humanity's creative power becomes undeniable, making old paradigms of limitation impossible to sustain. We're not there yet, but every person mastering backward manifestation accelerates our arrival. Your quantum journey isn't personal entertainment. It's contributing to history's greatest transformation. The leap from unconscious to conscious creation, from reactive to responsive existence, from limitation to possibility as humanity's default setting. But here's what truly revolutionizes everything. Mastering backward manifestation completely rewrites your relationship with time. When you stop forcing outcomes, when you live from completion rather than toward it, time starts behaving strangely. Linear time, that rigid belief in step-by-step progress, that change needs duration, that manifestation has beginning, middle, end, begins melting. You enter quantum time, where past, present, future flow as one navigable stream of consciousness. In quantum time, healing doesn't need years of therapy. It happens instantly when you align with your already whole timeline. Wealth doesn't require decades of building. It appears rapidly when you embody eternal abundance frequency. Love doesn't demand endless searching. It materializes when you vibrate as already deeply cherished. This isn't spiritual bypassing or denying growth's value. It's understanding time isn't the concrete prison we've been programmed to accept. Time bends to consciousness. When your awareness completely merges with desired outcome, time restructures to support that merger. You've tasted this without recognizing it. Hours vanishing in creative flow, solutions appearing from nowhere, meeting the perfect person at the impossibly perfect moment. Not coincidences, moments when your consciousness naturally synced with timelines containing those experiences. Master deliberate alignment, and magic becomes mundane. Mastering quantum time means releasing attachment to how long things should take, dropping stories about what's realistic in certain time frames, trusting the field orchestrates more efficiently than your linear mind comprehends. Now let's explore frequency sovereignty. As you master backward manifestation, you realize your frequency is your greatest asset. Not money, connections, or talents, your vibrational signature. Your frequency broadcasts to the quantum field 24/7, never stopping transmission, field, never stopping response. Every thought, emotion, belief contributes to your signal. Most people broadcast static, part wanting abundance while transmitting scarcity, calling for love while radiating fear, requesting health while emanating disease. Mixed signals create mixed results. Frequency sovereignty means owning your broadcast completely, becoming so conscious of thoughts, emotions, beliefs that you maintain coherent transmission despite external storms. Developing capacity to choose frequency moment by moment, thought by thought, feeling by feeling. Achieving frequency sovereignty makes you immune to others' unconscious programming. Their fears don't trigger yours. Their limitations don't activate yours. Their chaos doesn't disturb your peace. You hold chosen frequency regardless of surrounding madness. This isn't becoming cold or disconnected. It's being so rooted in truth you can extend love without absorbing pain, offer support without taking problems, remain open while maintaining energetic boundaries. Frequency sovereignty lets advanced practitioners manifest consistently despite conditions. Economic collapse doesn't touch their abundance. Global panic doesn't shake their peace. Collective fear doesn't activate their limits. They generate frequency from within rather than absorbing it from without. This mastery transforms every interaction. Instead of being influenced by others' energy, you become the influence. Your presence stabilizes, helping others remember their power. Your frequency becomes the tuning fork activating highest possibilities. People describe you as having good energy or bringing out everyone's best. They won't understand what's different, but coherent frequency magnetizes naturally. When someone's fully aligned with truth, others feel it and crave that alignment. But frequency sovereignty reveals backward manifestation's deepest truth. You're not manifesting from lack, trying to create abundance. You are abundance, temporarily experiencing amnesia. Not attracting external love, you are love, remembering how to embody essence. This flips everything. Instead of getting what you don't have, you're remembering what you are. Instead of attracting external things, you're aligning with internal truth. Instead of hoping the universe delivers, you're recognizing you are the universe, expressing through unique consciousness. When this recognition deepens, manifestation becomes self-recognition rather than self-improvement. Not becoming someone new, remembering who you've always been. Not creating new reality, stepping into reality that's always been yours. This is ultimate backward manifestation, starting from recognition that you already are what you seek, already have what you desire, already live where you want. Only your awareness changes. From this recognition, manifestation becomes effortless, nothing to achieve, only truth to embody, alignment to maintain, frequency to stabilize. External world mirrors internal recognition, showing physically what you've accepted consciously. Feel into everything we've explored. Manifestation working backwards, starting from outcome rather than reaching. Every reality already existing, awaiting selection. Embodying chosen timeline until it becomes natural state. Notice how different this feels from everything you've been taught. How much more natural than struggling and forcing. Sense the relief knowing you don't need to earn desires or prove worthiness. Simply choose what exists and live that choice unwavering. This isn't just new manifesting, it's new living, new relationship with reality. Recognition you're not separate from universal creative force. You are that force, expressing through unique lens. Feel this truth. You're not powerless hoping for external change. Your consciousness itself, playing an infinite possibility, selecting experiences for the joy of experiencing. Desires aren't burdens or problems. They're invitations exploring unlimited nature. Integrating this understanding, living this paradigm. Remember, you're not just changing personal reality. You're contributing to collective shift in humanity's creative relationship. Every person manifesting backwards, embodying truth instead of chasing desires, makes it easier for others. More people understanding these principles, more the world reflects consciousness creating reality. More individuals living from alignment rather than struggle, more collective reality shifts toward harmony. Drop one word in comments, capturing the energy you're embodying moving forward. Not what you want to attract, what you're ready to be. This word is your quantum signature, your reality selection declaration. If you feel called to stay connected to this frequency, exploring consciousness and quantum mechanics intersection, subscribe. Not just for content, to stay aligned with understanding, remain part of community, knowing reality is malleable, consciousness creative. Because here's ultimate truth. The more of us embodying these principles, the more the world reflects what's possible when consciousness aligns with truth. Your transformation isn't just personal, it's planetary. Your alignment doesn't just change your life, it changes life itself. Consider rewatching tomorrow morning to anchor these frequencies deeper. If this awakens something profound, share with someone ready for this truth level. Sharing quantum consciousness principles creates energetic ripples, accelerating awakening for everyone. The field always responds. Reality always shifts. Timelines always available. Only question, which one you embody, which frequency you broadcast, which version you choose. You've received the keys, not to external kingdom, but internal infinite possibility existing in your consciousness. Use them wisely, consistently, knowing your creator and created, observer and observed, dreamer and dream. Your backward manifestation journey starts now. Not wanting, hoping, trying, but choosing, embodying, being. Welcome to new living. Welcome to quantum reality creation. Welcome to truth of who you've always been. Now that you grasp how consciousness selects reality through embodiment, you're ready for something deeper. How perception creates the mirror through which reality reflects. In the observer mirror, reality reflects how you see yourself. You'll discover why self-perception is the hidden force shaping every experience.